I don't need artificial intelligence on this channel, and I don't need that YouTube Premium. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Sell it to somebody who is interested. I'm not. If you're asking yourself what I'm using epoxy. Sculpt. Part B and part A. First I've used wire structure. Bit of filler. Just to bulk up the trunk of the tree. Then I use the super Sculpey. Sculpey. Baked it. And now I came to the stage when I want to do the fine details. And this is going to be base for the new diorama, which is going to be based on the figurines by Master Box. Give me a second, I'll bring the box to show you. It's called Ambush Attack. If you can see in the background, I have a light above. You can see the old tree at the back. See the like old oak tree or maple or who knows. I'm trying to replicate the tree from the drawing into the diorama. I build a horse, I build a rider, I build the Native American. But unfortunately, if you decide to purchase one of these kits, I have to warn you something. It's not the fault, it's just they overlooked something when they were doing the sprue. Sword is so fine. It's impossible to detach from the main branch, from the sprue. It's snapped. It's below 1 millimeter thickness. And my sword snapped somewhere in, let's say, 1/3 from the sheath. And now I'm trying to make a new sword in epoxy. Taking the mold on the blue stuff of the sword, and I'm gonna make new one and attach to the sheath. Beautiful kit, no doubt, but they overlooked this detail. This is very, 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 very complex and fine detail. The sword, sculpture of the stallion or horse is magnificent. All these details are nearly visible. You can enhance them a bit with just the light scraping with the sewing needle. Muscles are beautifully done. Rider is beautifully detailed. All these buttons and everything. But major overlook is this sword. I would recommend Master Box, if someone can tell them what they've done with the hand, with the pistol. What they've done actually, they've done a hand with the pistol in. Okay? And they molded on the main sprue. You detach the hand with the pistol from the sprue. If they've done the same thing with the sword, to have a hand differently molded, actually to be attached to the main sprue on the wrist, this fault would not occur. This is just my observation. Maybe other people will find easier to detach from the main sprue the sword. Everything else is fine except this detailed sword should and could be done with the hand holding a sword, and to be cut around the wrist and easy to attach to arm. Actually, to be molded as a one piece. But what you can do. All details on Native American, beautifully done. And this is Indian War series from Masterbox. I highly recommend anyone having some plans to do something regarding 18th century, regarding the Native Americans and Civil War, and not the Civil War, the War of the Independence and whatever from US. Highly recommend this Indian War series. Beautifully done, beautifully sculpted. But the only issue is hand and a sword. Sword is being overlooked when they were molding. I've seen on the other kids, especially from Zvezda in Russia, on one of their kits, they've done a set of German parachuters, Fallschirmjägers. They've, what the Russians done, they actually attached to rifle hand, and it was molded separately. It means soldier is holding a rifle, but hands are already there. You don't need to just, attach with the glue towards the arms and you have full position of the figurine. Maybe they should copy that detail here, if they, but beautiful kit, beautiful kit, I like it. But this thing is so delicate. Ordinary screw pliers would not do the job. I'm telling you, it will just snap. Yeah. I tried even with fine blade, with a precision knife, nearly a scalpel, just to go slightly, no, snapped. I have two kits. I usually purchase two kits. One I make the diorama, and the other one is for the older days, time in the future, to keep and maybe repeat the other one. That's why I purchase usually two. If you are interested in this channel, I would appreciate your subscription. That's the only message I have to tell you. Sword is so finely done. That's my personal opinion. See, it's not complicated to assemble, but the sword is, look where it is, how they've done it. See the sword here? That's how they've done it. Instead of to have separate arm from the hand with the sword in it. That for me, that's the only fault. Not a fault, but probably overlooked. Now we're gonna continue with the attempt to prepare this tree for the final preparation, actually, to base coating, priming from the spray can. But I've just done a couple of things here, and I'm gonna let them dry off another couple of hours, maybe overnight. Sorry. I've done a couple of small things around, and I want to let them harden up because I'm using sculpting. Epoxy sculpt. Probably I'm going to leave it overnight. But I want to just extend these twigs a bit further out and branch them a bit more. I've done this one, and then this one, and I've done this one. Then I'm going to use, it's very fine, it's similar to the sea foam plant, but a bit lighter, and it's just super good. Tuck, 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 attach everything, spray paint, base painting, base coating, and that's it. It's going to be after that just a painting a tree. But anyway, before this kit came out, I've seen the illustration, what they've done it, actually rendering in a 3D before they printed. And I realized, because Native American is jumping on a horse and a rider, it would be nice to have like some sort of elevated thing where the Native American is going to jump off. And I was thinking maybe to jump off the branch, jumped on a horseman, or he came up from the hill, jumped on the horseman, and that's where the old action is in diorama. When I'm building dioramas, I prefer to do in thirds, if you understand. For example, a third of the width, third of the length diorama. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's Japanese way of visualizing something. If you're doing, for example, bonsai, you have surface area which you're gonna use to plant your bonsai, but you never position your tree. I'm talking about bonsai. You never position in the middle. It's always off center, left, right, up, down. You know, it's always off center. Even if it's an oval pot, you still have to offset on one side. That's what I'm doing with my dioramas. I try to position 3 different views in a diorama because our eye is telling us to follow from left to right or from top to bottom. And that's how you break viewing. You understand? 3 different sections. It's easier. It's for our eyes and brain. It's easier to comprehend what is going on at some point. if it's in odd numbers. If it's in even numbers, if you have whatever, you have a building, then you have 5 figurines, you have 2 vehicles. That's 8. Brain is confused. Brain is confused because you're looking for some symmetry. I'm not looking for the symmetry in my dioramas. I'm always looking for something off center, or diagonally, or never square. My dioramas are never square. They're always off center. For example, I've done 3, 1, 2, 3. Look, I put in one quadrant, one of 9 of quadrants. I put 1, 3. I'm gonna put off center instead of to put in the first quadrant. I'm putting in between all 4 quadrants the major action, and it's easier for viewing if you understand. I'll show you. I'll explain to you on when you have 2 things. You have a direct view. If you do this, that's triangulation. This is also triangulation. This is also triangulation. This is also triangulation. And then you have 3 different points of view. You can do this. It's still triangulation. Doesn't have to be parallel. That's where a lot of diorama builders are, in my opinion, making mistake. They're trying to make everything parallel and even numbers. You have a 1 3, you can have 2 3s and 3 3s. Everything above that is a waste of time. 5 3s, 7 3s, 10 3s, no. Because I cannot visualize, brain cannot comprehend how much noise is on a diorama. That's my opinion. You build your dioramas whatever you like and however you like. But that's my opinion. You have 1 vehicle on the middle of the road. Never put on one side of the diorama on the other side. Always put on some sort of odd angle. Why? Because it's more natural for the eye to comprehend, to see. Anyway, less talking, more working. Now I'm going to use a bit of water because epoxy sculpting is reacting nicely to water. It will harden up, but becoming milky, even if it's a bit harder, becoming milky. If you knead it again, it will become milky. And it's easier to sculpt. This one is already nearly gone. See, this one does not cooperate because it's still raw. That's why I put a bit of water on the rubber sculpting tool, and it's a bit easier. It's not sticking to the rubber sculpting tool, and it's properly adhering to the previous layer. I found some folds on this tree, which I want to cover, because it's going to be small diorama and it's going to be most likely visualized from close. That's why I want to hide things which I made mistakes in, and to give a tree a bit of more like definition and character. Even tree is just space filler for visualizing something. It should be detailed on without like compromising. Okay, this is too much. I can remove it and I can work it now this one in. And those ugly blending scars are not going to be visible. I can make another feature like included bark. It's called included bark when you have two branches growing from the same spot, or it's all three and have a bit of aging cracks or winter caught up with it sometime, cause some sort of cracks on it. I'm not gonna do the detailed bark on it, it's just gonna be detailed with the paintbrush to give a bit more character. I don't know. Look cartoonish, but it's better than nothing. I could go and purchase three on any of these platforms which are actually for 3D printing, but I like to sculpt something myself, especially when the tree have a character, its own piece of art. And if you are good with the 3D design and 3D printing, you can 3D print one. I'm not good with the 3D, I'm not good with the 3D design or 3D printing, but I like to give a character myself. Like in Mother Nature, every tree is different. Not two trees are the same, ever. And you can't make a mistake with the tree. There's gonna be one old tree. This one is annoying me. I have to fix this before it's hardened up. Fix this. Okay. Because it's heavy a bit on the top. There you go. It's a bit heavy on the top. Yep. As you can hear in the background, wind is starting up to gain a power. Oh, just this is finished. This is hard. No, already. I have to fix that too. Because this one is already hardened a bit, and I put a bit more material here. Just want to extend this twig here particularly. Just want to extend it a bit. I'll give it more definition, and that's it. I'm giving myself maybe another couple of weeks to finish this. I'm not in a rush. I'm not going on any exhibitions or competitions or whatever. It's just for me and you guys who would like, if you like, to come and visit progress of the project. Whenever I'm going live, you are more than welcome to come and say hello. You can come and say hello now if you like it. But this one is particularly stubborn. Doesn't want to stay where I put it. This particular one. So stubborn because it's too thin, but doesn't want to stay in a position where I want some sort of opening of the tree in the middle, and that's the natural growth of the tree. When you have something what's dominating limb on a tree, and then you have a major trunk, dominating limb will soak up more food and grow bigger because it's looking for light. This is shorter one, for example, sun is coming from here. This is shady side, sundown side. This is also eastern. This is northern. Oh, sorry, this is eastern, this area. This is western side. And this is northern. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to pop up the question down there. Don't be shy. It doesn't cost you a subscription. The subscription doesn't cost you anything. It's free. If you can wait a couple of minutes to subscribe and ask a question, highly appreciated. Any input of yours, your opinion. Decision is made. I'm not changing the plan. But what do you think about? Would you be willing to try to do something like this? Would you be willing to dedicate a bit of time to make one diorama? Because making diorama is fun, especially if you have a good kit, model kit to work with, like this one. See? Sorry, it's about light above the head, but see? That's fun. You're more than welcome to ask a question if you're willing to ask a question. I know I put the 5-minute subscribers. You can ask a question or comment or something, but 2-3 minutes of wait to ask a question. It's not far. Helps me to understand what you think and your vision and your opinion. Appreciate. But idea and concept is already built and it's gonna be soon developed, fully developed. because this one already start to go off and it's already hardening a bit. It's easier to blend in, but if you have a problem with the blending and if you are for the first time here and you haven't seen it, I used the water rubber sculpting tool and just a bit of water give you more time to blend. Just to blend.
He worked in both royal theatres in Vienna in the 1790s. He'd be conducting either one he went to, and that's where he also composed music for them to play. Symphony in D by Branitzky in the first movements, Howard Griffiths conducting the Munich Chamber Orchestra.
This is Classic Drive with Vanessa Hughes on ABC Classic.
We've been furiously tallying up your votes in round one of the Christmas Carol Grand Slam, 4 o'clock for the next 2 weeks on Classic Drive. You'll be voting through rounds and wildcard rounds, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and ultimately a grand final to pick one carol that rules them all. It was round one today. You have 4 carols to choose from, and it's pretty clear that there are 2 right up the front of the pack. Now, we're presenting the winners of round one in no particular order. One of you says, this one is number 1 for you by a very long shot.
Bit of water dip and again. It's annoying going alive and building something, not recording, but going alive and trying to show you guys what I'm doing, how I'm doing. You don't have that luxury of stop, pause, record. I like to do live. This one doesn't work. Doesn't want to go on. I'm going to take the extra off. Doesn't matter. We can still mix it. We can knead it again. What I'm going to do is just to make a slit on already sculpted thing. Like here, small slit. Where it's going to sit properly. The needed or wrench. Just slits. Doesn't work. Just do it again. I want to cut myself with this box cutter. That's why I'm going to do this slowly. There you go.
We have consulted Mrs. Claus Spirit of red fawn lilies and the Archbishop of Canterbury in collating our shortlist. Also, there's a wild card round here. Okay, the second carol and last carol going through to the quarterfinal stage. There it is.
We made it. Just a water. I'm just gonna shut that microphone set for a second. Two different things. Why I shut the microphone down. One is, I'm not sure, are the carols under the copyrights? Yeah. Funny things are under the copyrights. That's why I put the microphone down. Anyway, I think that will be for today. If you like it, all these new details coming up and everything, I would appreciate if you can maybe like the video or go back and check what I've done, or if you can subscribe to the channel. Your subscriptions is highly appreciated. That's it. That's what I have to tell you for now. Yeah, this one is going off. This one is going off slowly. This one is gone. This one is still going off.
Carpet and Lakeside Red. Thousands of workers flee a meat factory in Melbourne's west this afternoon. About 60 people evacuated the pork processing factory in Diorama just before 1 o'clock. Many suffered the effects of carbon dioxide exposure. Fire crews traced the leak to meat preservation machinery. Workspace inspectors on scene to assess whether further action is required. Medical Director of Ambulance Victoria, David Anderson, says the situation could be a lot worse.
New upcoming diorama in 1 to 35 scale, based on illustration on box art from Masterbox. Big tree at the back, big tree. Figurines assembled, haven't been painted, haven't been primed, but they've been. And if you were not here earlier, if you like these kits, quick warning regarding this particular segment on the kit, which is a sword with a hand and arm, instead of two mold. Sword separately with the hand only, they molded all together with as a one piece with the arm. And this sword is so fragile. Be careful if you purchase in this kit. Be very careful when you're disassembling the sprue. That sword will definitely snap. But it's a beautifully done kit. Beautiful kit. Anyway, that would be all for today. I wish you all the best until the next time. I hope you like it. I hope you're gonna subscribe it, and I hope I'm gonna see you soon again. Until the next time, sincerely, your Buzzy. Guys, have all the best.